Hello everybody, it's Caroline from Riverside Crafts. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be showing you what is in craft box 6. If you've already got yours, you'll obviously know. If you haven't and you're waiting to find out, then let's dive in and show you. Molly, oh my goodness, wrong child. Maddie started off on the cards for me, so we'll just go back there. So in this month's craft box, I've named it Delphinium Summertime Garden, and we've got a little pop-up box. So the main card that you will produce, the more sort of like intricate card, is this pop-up box here. So it starts off flat and then it pops up, and then inside you've got your crisscross and decorated with the delphinium die that you'll find in your kit. Controversially, I've included peel-offs in this kit. Not a lot of people like peel-offs, not a lot of people use peel-offs, but I actually find them really quite versatile. So I've included a set of peel-offs in the kit as well, and they can be used for all sorts of things, and you can also colour them, which I've shown on this one here. If you can see, that one's black. They start off where you get silver, black, gold. That one's in silver, and this one I've coloured in with a Sharpie, or a Pro marker actually I think I used. So that's just another variation of the card. And then up here, so in the kit I show you, in the instructions I show you two other designs, two other ways of using the products that's in the kit. The square card here, so you get an embossing folder. I will show you what's in here, but I thought I'd start on the cards first. You get the embossing folder, the die. You also get in a set of fence dies in there as well, so that's another one. And then the tool card. So they're both pretty much the same, just a different colorway on the fence panel there. And this one I've 3D'd, but again I show you that in the instructions. So if we can come over to the box. So hopefully you've all noticed our really lovely craft stamp, Riverside Crafts. Very posh. So let's have a look inside. The usual goodies, you get some freebie bits in there as well, which I haven't actually got in this one. So you get your photo step-by-step instructions on how to make all the cards. So quite in-depth instructions telling you how to compile it, and then on the back it gives you the other ideas and also how to 3D the flowers from the die. You get your little discount code, so remember to use that online or in the shop. You're going to get your 2 dies, so you're getting your set of 3 fences, your set of delphinium dies, an embossing folder, your peel-offs. Again, like I say, controversial, but I use them a lot for children's cards or quick cards where you can't bother to get your stamps out, you can't bother to get your ink pads out. Grab my peel-offs, bung one on, brilliant, job's a good one, all done. And then you'll get 2 card blanks, 3 envelopes, and all your cardstock to make the 3 cards that are included in the kit. All right, so that's this month's kit. Now what I thought I would show you, because obviously we like to give you a little demo of something on these reveals, is a different way of using the elements, or the die at least, in this kit. But you will need to have some other craft products that you would have had, that you probably got in your stash, or that if you've had our kits before, some of them came with the little distress ink pads. So you've probably got a stash of these. Also as well, I've used the little stamp sets. So I think this was in last month's craft box, so I'm going to use the little stamp as well. And we're going to produce a card where we've done some stencil work with the distress inks. Now when I was cutting out the delphiniums, I was throwing away a lot of pieces of card like this. I would have obviously made these a bit tighter so I could get more out. I was thinking, oh, that's a real shame, what can I do with it? And then I started playing and I started producing these ones where I use different colours of distress inks, and I used this as my stencil. So it was getting a double usage, and I thought, I was originally going to put this into the kit, but then I thought, oh no, I'll do something different because I've used the ink pads quite a lot. So I thought I would show you how to use your cut-offs on another card. So a quick demo. So I've got my card blank, and I'm using a DL card because it works really well on the die, because it's a nice tall die. And then what you need to do is grab some post-its. You can use washi tape or you can use post-it notes. And then this is to use as your mask as well and hold your card in place. So I'm just lining it straight on my glass mat, and I'm going to put my post-it note across, and that's going to hold my card blank in place. It won't hold it down for long because the movement I'll be doing with my blending tools will make this all smooth move. Okay, now I'm going to start with the lighter colour. You get I think you get 3 different shades of purple cardstock in your kit. I would like to just point out one thing though, for most garden lovers. I think delphiniums are blue and I've done purple. So when I was making, I'm thinking, that's the wrong colour. I swear delphiniums are blue. Anyway, I stuck with the purple. You can go on to make your flowers any colour. They might not even be delphiniums. They could be foxgloves. So it's up to you how you use them. So I've got my stencil and I'm just going to lay it down. I've got my post-it note across the bottom half of my card blank. I'm going to lay my stencil down onto the front of it, and I'm going to use 2 different colours. I've got Shaded Lilac and I've got Dusty Concord. Now Shaded Lilac is the lighter, the paler of the 2 colours. So it's my kind of background, and then I've used the Dusty Concord as like a pop at the front. But start with your paler colour, regardless of what shade you use, just start with the paler of them, because if you go on dark first, obviously the light just disappears. I've got myself 2 little blending tools, one with my pale, one with my dark, and I'm going to go straight from my pad. So holding this in place. This is a different way of using your blending tools as well. Normally we do the circular motion with blending tools. I'm just going to press down and I'm just doing the jumping, bouncing technique. I'm just going to pop over the top of each of them. What you've also got to be careful of is obviously where it's cut, you've got this loose piece here. So I'm not pushing up because I don't want the ink to go under there. So by pressing down, it keeps that in place and stops the ink from going underneath. Now you can use washi tape or low tack tape or stencil tape to hold this in place if you want to. I'm not being quite so perfect, I suppose is the word for this. I just want to kind of get it done roughly, so I don't need it to stay in place too perfectly. So what I'm also going to do is just on the edge of my pad, I'm pushing up on the base of each of these like flower heads, because that's going to give me some shade. And keep on returning back to my ink pad. It does seem a bit of a waste of ink because you're picking up a lot of ink onto your stencil, but you can rub it in if you want to. So the harder you press, obviously the more ink, and then you'll start getting your shade in. I'm going to lift that up now, and there we go. So pretty. And then I'm going to move this over, and I'm going to come off the page ever so slightly so I haven't got the whole thing, and just repeat that process. So a different style to use in your blending inks, your distress inks, but it still works. It gives you a lot of control as well. I mean, we're all used to using stippling brushes and acrylic paints when we do our stenciling, but the inks are quite a nice way to use, and this is a nice way to use your distress inks as well.
Lisa says that delphiniums do come in different colours.
Oh, thanks, Lisa. Yeah. Oh, lovely. Hi, Lisa. Are you alright? Still busy working hard. I didn't look up my gardening book to check. I just had this feeling they were blue. I just had to go and scrub my fingernails because I've been deadheading this morning. You don't realise how dirty you get. Okay, so it's a mirror image, the same sort of like way. If you wanted to turn this so that those flowers are bending that way, you'd have to flick your card over. But then the only problem is the ink that's sitting on the front of that is going to print onto the front of your card. So what I suggest if you want to do that is you just die cut yourself out. Well, you'll have plenty of stencils anyway from cutting out all the flower stems. You would just flick that over and do it that way. And I'm just going to quickly add another one into the center, and then I'll go over with my dark dark ink. Now of course you can work with your ink pad off of your glass mat, which I will do on my darker one. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that. Just got something on there. And then what I'm going to do is stamp down onto my ink pad close to my card front, and then I'm going to do the traditional swirly. So I just want to blend those colours in so it's not quite as harsh. It gives you like a misty look. So if you can see around the edges of that one, it just gives you a softer misty look. Now, oh dear, we've got that wonky table again, Maddie. If I was to do, oh, I've just done it. I went straight onto my ink pad there, and I then get a harsher line. So no, that's not worked. Oh well, the joys of doing things.
It's a tradition for a Facebook Live to have a squeaky table.
Yes. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So it's going to be the look that I'm after, and I'm going to go with my darker version, but I am going to press down on this one because I don't want to be picking up too much ink. So I'm going to take my next stencil. The reason I've done, I mean, obviously you are cutting out 3 different colours of cardstock, but I don't want to be blending these colours together because I'm going to get dark onto the light and it will just counteract the dark, or the light one I should say, sorry. So just a little bit of ink, and I'm not going to be too heavy-handed with this, and just kind of push that ink into the aperture of your stencil. Now you'll know if you do any kind of stenciling that stencils come on a very thick plastic, so you wouldn't necessarily have this problem of bits bending and whatnot. So this is kind of, you're only going to get so many uses out of this piece of card, but it's a nice way of using your die a different way. Okay, I'm just going to go a bit lower down there. And there's so much ink. We keep on going back and picking up more ink, but there's actually a lot of ink left on these pads. All right, oh, that's lovely. I'm really pleased with that. Still got this little bit here though, whatever it is. Okay, and then we're going to peel that off, and that gives you that lovely straight clean edge. Might give it a clean edge, I don't know if that's straight, but there we go, it'll do. And then you can carry on using these. I think you get a good few uses out of them, and also your post-it as well. You will pick up ink on your hands though, so do be careful if you're going to go and touch something a bit more delicate. So take yourself a scrap piece of card, and from the kit, the stamp set that was in the previous craft box, choose a self-sentiment. I'm going to use happy birthday. That does fit this time. Tap your ink on there, and then in one of the, down in the right hand corner, I'm just going to stamp. There we go. No need to use your stamping platform for this. Obviously you can do, but just for the speed. I mean, normally the little stamps are okay, and if you've got a nice juicy ink pad, you can get away with stamping them cleanly. And then that's my sentiments tab there. Now what I haven't got extra are any extra flowers that I've die cut out. I'm sure I've got them, so I've added them, you can see here, and I've just tucked it behind the little sentiment strip down the bottom. Added those on this one, which is such a vibrant colour. What did I use there? Picked raspberry and spun sugar. So the spun sugar is the background, the picked raspberry is the really bright pinks, that makes that stand out. So here's my delphiniums in different colours, and then the white ones. So I've cut out quite a few of the delphiniums on this one. I've also inked over them, so that's another technique you could do, is ink your stems as well as your flowers. And then these ones have been popped up on 3D foam pads just to give it some dimension. The others have been stuck flat. So you can do that with glue if you want to just stick them flat. Obviously it's quite an intricate die, so you be careful, just little dots. This is a lovely one as well. I don't know what colours I use in that, it doesn't say. And then I've got the Just For You. I seem to have liked that one on this one. And then we're just going to stick this down. This actually looks quite nice as it is. I'm just going to stick that down on that. And say you did make a little mistake and it got a little bit grubby at the bottom, this little sentiment strip just covers up any any messy bits. I'm just going to trim that because it's slightly longer. There we go. Okay, so there we go. So not only are you going to be creating these 3 cards, the pop-up square one using the embossing folder, so the same embossing folder that I've done on the outside of the pop-up box as well. I don't know if you can see that. That's actually the deboss side of it. I did go wrong. I turned it around the wrong way accidentally. If you can tell, that's the emboss side. And then you've got your tool cards and then square one. And then as an extra, we've got this as well. Okay. So thank you for watching. It's lovely to see everybody again. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed our craft box 6. We're here, we're open 10 till 3. Christmas is here. I know Mandy just did a quick swing round. I've been frantically trying to get it out. We've had to have a big move today to try and get bits out. So we've got it coming every day. But yeah, we're here and we'll see you again soon. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye.